again this week.
No, they're going to have to get DJ Johnson back in the game. He had a very, very poor performance last week. Again, the offense didn't look like it was working on all cylinders last week. So they're going to try to get this running game established here quick. So with that, we've got receivers split to the wide, left and right. Johnson in the slot, Cherambolo in the backfield at the 30-yard line. DJ in motion. Here comes Pearson looking to his right. He's looking for Tolbert. Tolbert makes the turn. Oh, nice catch right at the 45-yard line. A juggling catch. The concentration that Nate Tolbert had to bring that ball down was certainly exceptional.
Yeah, Nick had to bobble it on the hit, but looks like they're going to give him the first down anyway.
That's a big boost for Naperville Central, getting that maybe getting that monkey off their back here, Gabe. Picking up that first down after the first procedure penalty puts them back 1st and 15, so they pick up that 15 and they're on the move at the 45-yard line.
And they got to be happy with the time the quarterback had to set up.
He certainly had plenty of time behind that big line. DJ trying the left tackle this time. He's got some room. He works his way across the 45-yard line down into Sabre territory at the 42.
But don't go anywhere because it looks like there's a flag on the play, and it is holding.
Yep. The preliminary indication is going to go against the Redhawks. A holding call right in the middle of the field. Exactly where it was. The referee threw that flag.
Yeah, it was either the guard or the right tackle. I'm not quite sure. I couldn't pick that up.
So they're going to back them up 10, and that's where they originally started this drive here on a very beautiful night in late October, All Hallows Eve here. But a spectacular night for football, a late arriving crowd. Haven't really missed much at the 10-minute mark, as it is now 1st down and 20 for the Redhawks at their 35-yard line. There's the draw to Cherambolo. Cherambolo rumbling his way. Gets away from one tackler. Makes a nice move. Gets to the midfield stripe before he's dropped there by number 80. Brian Sloan, the junior, had to come from his defensive tackle spot, but not after Cherambolo picked up 15 yards on a nice run.
Yeah, he broke a couple tackles there at the line of scrimmage and was able to bounce it outside for a nice gain.
There's the all DuPage Valley Conference fullback right there doing his work. So 2nd down and 5. There's Cherambolo, tries the left side. He reaches for the 45-yard line before Fleury pulls him down. Looks like they're going to give him the 46, so he's going to be 1 yard shy of that 1st down. He's running behind that big offensive line of Kevin Keenan. Garen Crowell's getting the start tonight over Ben Gaith, who was hurt last week. John Walders, the senior center. Brian Oaten on the right side, along with Brian Bird. A big bunch up there, do a nice job blocking, and they're going to have to do it again tonight if they want to get that running game established to open up that passing game a little bit. So Pearson with Johnson in the slot. Hands off to Cherambolo. He just needs a yard. He breaks it across to the 35-yard line. He gets all the way into Sabre territory at the 33. Looks like number 2, Clint Thompson, with the stop. Pickup of 12 on the play. A beautiful job by Joe Cherambolo, running right between the tackles.
Yeah, the fullback was something that they just couldn't establish last week against Naperville North, and they're going to do it here. As you see, a quick hit right up the middle. A couple missed tackles, but great blocking downfield by the tackles.
We were talking earlier, and Gabe, you mentioned that they're going to have to do a better job of blocking between the tackles, and they certainly did it there. DJ Johnson, snuffed out by number 29. That's Brian Archibald. Again, the gentleman who is being courted by the likes of Ohio State University. Linebacker U comes up and makes a huge hit on DJ Johnson, drops him for a yard loss, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Naperville Central's going to have to get at least 1, if not 2 offensive linemen on him every play if they're going to try to establish the run up the middle.
He is definitely a prototype big-time college player at 6'3", 235 pounds. If they add 15 pounds to him, he's going to be another Katzenmeyer. So with 2nd down and 11, the ball rests at the 35-yard line. Johnson again to Cherambolo off that right tackle this time. Slipped by number 44. That's Brent Herter with the stop. Chris Chappell with the stop for the Sabres. Nice pickup on the play, pickup of 7, so it brings up 3rd down and 4 for the Redhawks.
Yeah, this is something I know they didn't want to get into, but I probably would stay with the fullback. He's the only thing working at this point.
DJ's going to have to break something. He's going to have to get the right blocking scheme, but Cherambolo is doing a nice job. And now they're set up with 3 wideouts. Allen, Adcock, and Johnson out to the right. Cherambolo, the lone setback. Tight end off to the left side. There's a quick toss to Johnson. gets him out in that flat, and he makes a move. He's across the 20-yard line, and if it weren't for number 21 with the collar tackle, Brian Dolsky, he might have been in the end zone, Gabe.
Yeah, they wanted to get the ball out to Johnson on a screen pass on the sidelines and have him break a big one with his speed.
That's a big third down conversion for the Redhawks. And again, maybe that's how you get DJ Johnson back into the flow of things, get him that quick pass away from all the defenders and let him do his work, get his confidence built back up. But yeah, certainly got to have him in the game tonight. So split receivers, Tolbert and Allen out to the left, Cherambolo and Johnson in the backfield. Pearson hands off again between the tackles. There goes DJ Johnson. He's across the 15. Stopped by number 43, Steve Benellis for the Sabres. Sabres coming into tonight 6-3. Gabe, they had a great start of the year, 5-0, identical to what the Redhawks had. But then they slipped a little bit.
Well, they played some tougher competition at the end of the season and played some real close games, but weren't able to pull it out at the end. Of course, you guys covered the Waubonsee game at Waubonsee.
All right, here goes DJ off to the left side. Nice blocking up front by the left side. Stopped by Clint Thompson. But it looks like it's close to that first down marker near the 8-yard line. They're going to give it to him. So DJ Johnson breaks that left side and picks up the Redhawks first down.
First down, goal to go.
And that's where DJ is going to be the most useful, is on the outside.
Well, it's not too bad when you've got a Joe Cherambolo doing it between the tackles and DJ Johnson on the outside. So Pearson under center. Two wideouts split to the right. Hands off to Johnson off the tackle. He's looking for that end zone. He's close. But again, it's the Sabres internal line. I think it's number 56, DJ Oliva, and number 29, Brian Archibald. Benellis was in there on the tackle too.
So far, Naples Central has run the ball 10 times for almost 60 yards on this drive, and it's eaten up quite a bit of clock, and that's what Naples Central wants. Keep Streamwood's offense off the field.
We're going to be at the 4:45 mark when this play gets off. There's DJ. He's looking for that end zone. He's in! DJ Johnson in for the first score of the game at the 4:44 mark. He goes over the left side behind Garen Crowell and Kevin Keenan. At the 4:44 mark of the first quarter, DJ Johnson gets into the end zone.
Nothing tricky about this play, just right up the middle. Fullback leading the way.
Good second effort that time. It looked like he was stuffed near the goal line, but enough extra effort that time by Johnson and pushed by his offensive line to get him into the end zone. So into the attempt, the extra point is John Adcock. Snap is down. Kick is no good. It's going to be off to the left. Looks like there might have been a little bit difficulty with Pearson's hold. So at 4:44, we're going to take a break. 4:44 of the first quarter, the Redhawks strike first with a nice opening possession drive.
As we said, Naples Central wanted to establish the run, and they did. They used DJ Johnson seven carries on 23 yards during that drive. And I think all of last week, DJ Johnson only ran the ball for 10 times the whole game. So already in the first drive, they were able to use DJ seven different times.
They got him off a couple of times. They dumped the ball to him quick. That drive took 13 plays and went 65 yards. Miscue on the first play. 7 minutes and 23 seconds on that first drive. They've owned the ball the first quarter here. So now it's going to be Streamwood's opportunity to get put their offense back on the field. And they're going to be led by their very talented junior quarterback, Scott Brown. So lining up to kick off for the Redhawks, number 27, that's Keith Adamson, Corey Chappell, and number 44, Chris Chappell, and number 24, Corey Clyburn back deep. Clyburn bouncing it off of his chest. He's got a knee down right at the 16-yard line. So that's where the Sabres are going to take over, 1st and 10, with their first offensive possession of the evening. In the backfield with Scott Brown, you've got, again, Brian Archibald going both ways. Chris Chappell at the halfback Watch for number 34, Jonas Maris, excuse me, and number 24, Corey Clybourne. They're the key primary receivers for Scott Brown in this offense. Brown taking the first snap. He's going to go with Chris Chappell. Chappell with his first carry tries to get to the 20-yard line. Just a little bit shy. Give him a pickup of 2 on the play. Call it 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, for Naples Central, the defensive line led by defensive tackle Jim Yonker, nose tackle Nick Latus, and defensive tackle Dan Kopp.
I really like this linebacking core: Blankenship, Bucky, Chirambolo, and Fenn. They're a bunch of hard-nosed players, and Chirambolo being the DuPage Valley DVC Player of the Year. There's Brown with his first pass of the evening. It's intended for number 29. That's Archibald, covered out there by Chirambolo. Pressure supplied that time by Blankenship. Pass incomplete, so 3rd down and 8 for the Sabres.
Yeah, now they're going to have to go probably back to the air on 3rd and long.
3rd down and 8.
When you go 3rd and long, you'd obviously going to look, if you're the Sabres, for number 24, Corey Clybourne. He's done a nice job this year of being open when he needed to be. He's got 22 catches for 460 yards and 7 touchdowns. So either him or Jonas Maris, 20 catches for nearly 370 yards and 5 TDs. So Brown slips up, takes a step up. He's being chased. He's got the first down. He's way across the 35-yard line. Nice job of improvising by Scott Brown. It took number 5, Tim B, with the stop at the 35, but first down for the Sabres.
That was a nice play on the part of the defensive backs from Naples Central, not allowing anybody to get open, but the linebackers dropped back too far, and that allowed the quarterback to scurry for a first down.
Well, the defense certainly hasn't been suspect. They've been playing very, very tough, but Brown made do with what he had that time. Pitch this time. Here comes Chappell around the left side, across the 40-yard line, drugged down by Chirambolo and number 31, Eric Axelson, coming up from his free safety spot. Pickup of 5 on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Sabres.
And the Sabres do have the wind to their back during the first quarter here, so if they want to throw long, that will give them some help.
Just a beautiful night, though, here, Gabe. Again, one day before November, and I think I've seen a couple of gentlemen in short pants this evening.
Yeah, very mild temperatures, and we were lucky that we didn't get any rain.
The quick handoff to Archibald, looking for those hard yards in there. There's a meeting of the minds. Brian Archibald and Joe Chirambolo. Pickup of about maybe a yard. We'll give him a yard on that play. Nick Fend in there also. So now a 3rd down, the second 3rd down for the Sabres here in their first offensive possession. 3rd and 2, and they're in pretty good field position at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, everything's been working so far.
We'll see what they come up with this time. You've got Chappell and Archibald, and I believe that's number 34, Jonas Meredith, in the backfield. A quick fake. Oh, and the ball is batted down there by number 34, Joe Galelli. Brown was looking for his hot receiver, number 87. I believe that's Dave Peters. Galelli coming in from his corner shot, and he knocks it down.
This was a defensive scheme that Naples Central decided to run their cornerback on a blitz, and it worked right into the quarterback there on the rollout.
So in the punt for the Sabres, number 34, Jonas Maris. And back deep for the Redhawks, number 32, that's Nathan Davis. He's standing at about his 20-yard line. Maris with the kick. Nice boot. Davis at the 12-yard line makes a move to his left. Oh, he split the difference there. He's all the way to the 35. Nice power move that time by Nate Davis, getting the Redhawks out of trouble, starting at the 12-yard line all the way to the 35. Pickup of 23 on the play, so a nice job on the punt return.
Yeah, Nate made a little juke and picked up 30 yards on the return.
So the Redhawks defense hold, forced the punt, only gave up 1 first down, and with 2:07 remaining in the first quarter, the Redhawks have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. So Tolbert to the right, Allen to the left. DJ Johnson, the lone setback, standing at the 29-yard line. The ball goes to Johnson. He's looking to the left side again. You're not going to pull him down with an arm tackle, and DJ works his way up to the 42-yard line, brought down by Archibald, but not after he picked up about 5 yards on the play, Gabe.
Yeah, that was the first time that he's been able to get into the linebackers and make some moves and gain more than 2 or 3 yards.
You can just see that DJ Johnson's confidence is going to build. It looks like Coach Bungie has put in a offensive scheme that's going to get his main man, DJ Johnson, the ball where he's comfortable, get him some yards, and you know he's going to break one sooner or later. Here he goes again off the left side, and there he goes, flying across the 50-yard line. Stopped by Hedgren. Tonight's game is, we are proud to be sponsored by Adamo's Italian Catering, and for any occasion, call them at 778-0325. Wonderful spread we had here this evening. I had some beautiful mazziccioli. Hit me at the right spot. So now, first down and 10 at the midfield stripe. You've got a new back in there for the Redhawks. It's number 42, Ryan Anderson, in the fullback position. DJ Johnson dotting the I. Barking out the signals, Peterson. Peterson hands off to Johnson off the right side. There he goes. He's now looking like the DJ Johnson of old before he's brought down by number 21, Brian Dolsky. Nice run by DJ that time.
DJ's trying to make up for last week's subpar performance, running very determined here early on.
Well, we're certainly going to see how this team responds. Again, being ranked as high as number 1 in a couple of the polls, number 3 in the USA Today poll, and then getting knocked off again. A crosstown rivalry, you basically throw the books out with that one against Naperville North, but they just looked flat last week, Gabe, and they've come out here this week, first couple of drives, and doing quite well. DJ, again, across the 40-yard line, down near the 38. Looks like he's going to be good enough for the first down.
Same exact play 2 times in a row. I guess they're going to force Streamwood to prove that they can stop the run.
Hey, if it's working, don't fix, or if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's the old adage, if I can get it out. And now the Redhawks have completely taken over their offensive line, again, doing a nice job. They've been doing the majority of this work on the ground, and as the clock goes down to 0 as we end the first quarter, it's the Naperville Central Redhawks 6, the Streamwood Sabres 0. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back to bring the second quarter action right after this.
Adamo's Italian Catering. Let us cater your special event and make things easy on you. Birthdays, graduations, showers, corporate events, and churches. We specialize in fine Italian cuisine at a very affordable price. Pasta, chicken, beef, ribs, salads, side dishes, and desserts. We also do appetizers, breakfast foods, and low-fat dishes. Anything you want. All our food is homemade, and at $4.95 per person, you can't beat it. For exceptional catering service, please call Adamos at 778-0325.
I'm Brad Jellricks, and I'm a senior here at the Illinois Math and Science Academy, and I nominated my Topics in Modern Physics teacher, Mr. Tom Jordan, for an award for Teachers in Technology offered by Jones Intercable and Knowledge TV. I won a computer, a wonderful brand new computer, and I'm very excited. I'd like to say that for me, Jones Intercable is the smart choice.
Line. Okay, we've had some technical difficulties, but let's send it down to Lisa Pruddy, our sideline reporter this evening.
Thanks, Todd. Now, this is Streamwood's first time since 1990 that they've made the playoffs, and only their 4th time in school history. Now, the Sabres are coming into this game with a 6-3 overall record, and a lot of sports analysts say that there's only been a few teams with a 6-3 record that has actually won a state title. Now, Naperville Central is still holding their number 3 ranking in the nation, and they had 7 players on their team that were named to the DVC All-Conference. And heading that up was Joe Trimbolo, who was named Defensive Player of the Year. Now, the winner of tonight's game will play the winner of the Loyola Dunbar game, which airs tomorrow afternoon. So I'll be on the sidelines throughout the game giving you reports. I'll send it right back up to Todd for the second quarter.
Well, as we started the second quarter, DJ Johnson took the ball 3 yards on the first play, and then a 22-yard completion from Christian Pearson to Blake Allen on the left side down to the 13-yard line. So the Redhawks have the ball 1st and 10 at the 20. There's DJ working the right side. He's going to be into the end zone for a touchdown. His second venture into the end zone this evening. DJ Johnson goes over 14 yards for the Naperville Redhawks' second touchdown.
Yeah, Naperville Central mixing it up here. Start off the second quarter, and boom, 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 right into the end zone.
Nice job by DJ, again, improvising, and it looks like, again, Coach Bungie has put in the perfect, he knows his players and he knows his strengths and weaknesses. He is certainly getting DJ Johnson the ball where he needs to run between those tackles. Let him, with that great vision that he has, bounce it out, and he has been in the end zone twice this evening. In to attempt the extra point, number 7, that's John Adcock. This one's good. So with 11 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the first half, it's the Naperville Central Redhawks 13. The Sabres from Streamwood 0.
So far for Naperville Central, they've carried the ball 13 times for 68 yards, 2 receptions, and they have 2 TDs.
Well, it looks like that's all DJ Johnson's yards, Gabe. He's got 13 carries for the 68 yards and 2 touchdowns, going over from 14 yards on that last play as we get into the second quarter. And I believe the first score of the evening was a 2-yard plunge. So DJ with, again, getting on track here early on in the first round of the 6A high school playoff game against the Sabres. So now setting up for the kickoff is number 27, Keith Adamson, and deep for the Sabres, Chappell, and number 24, Corey Clyburn. It's to Chappell this time. He works the left side of the short kick. He's going to get stopped, pushed out of bounds right at the 30-yard line, where the Sabres will take over for their second offensive possession here, as we're at the 11:04 mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, I think Streamwood will basically stay with the same philosophy, a little run, a little passing, and mix it up a little bit, keep Naperville Central back on their heels.
Well, they're going to have to try to put together some sort of drive here. I don't think they can allow themselves to get down by more than 2 touchdowns. Brown with the pitch out to Chappell. Chappell working that right side. There's number 40, Nick Fend. Fend and Joe Galelli from his corner coming up with the stop, but only a gain of 2 on the play for Chappell, who's done a nice job for the Sabres this year. The senior tailback is gone for 117 carries and 520 yards and 2 TDs. Usually when they get down in close, they give it to the big guy, number 29, Brian Archibald. But Chris Chappell does the majority of the running for this Sabre offense. So now 3 wide receivers, Brown under center, looking left, works it up into the pocket. He's got some room again. He makes a move. He's across the 40, runs out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Drug out of bounds there by number 5, Tim B. Pickup of 13 on the play, though, so that's enough for the first down for the Redhawks, or excuse me, for the Sabres.
Again, Naperville Central doing a good job covering the receivers deep, but Naperville Central is going to have to assign a linebacker on this quarterback to keep him from running for big gains.
Maybe that's why they've had the opening again, is that the linebackers are giving a pretty big cushion, and you're going to have to find a hawk in there to watch Brown, because he's picked up quite a few yards so far. So Brown hands off to Chappell again, trying the left side. Drugged down by number 44, Herder. Pickup of about 3 on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Sabres. Streamwood their offense hasn't been out there very much, Gabe. I think they had 1 first down on their first drive. They moved it up to near the 42-yard line before they were forced to punt. So this team may not have their juices flowing yet. Luckily, it's not too terribly cold out, but they got to get something moving offensively. Brown looking underneath for his tight end, Maris. In and out of his hands, covered nicely there by number 46, Walter Bucky. Again, the combination Walter Bucky and Joe Cherambolo, along with Jim Yonker, round out the defensive portion of the all-DVC team for this Naperville Central Red Hawk team. So with the incomplete pass at 9 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the first half, it's now 3rd down and 7 at the 48 for the Sabres.
Yeah, Streamwood is obviously going to have to pass here and come up with a big play for 7 yards.
Well, they've got the receivers split to the right and the left. Here comes Chappell in motion to the right. They're getting him out in the flat. He's open. He gets across the 50-yard line, turns the wrong way for it to pick up the first down, but it's Fend with the stop. Pick up of 3, so not enough for that first down.
No, fortunately, though, for Streamwood, that is their first completion of the game, but not enough for the first down, so they're going to be forced to punt. And a big series coming up here for Streamwood's defense, because as you said, you can't get down on Naperville Central by too much because you're just not going to be able to come back.
And you're at Memorial Stadium, which is tough anyhow. You kind of beat a Patsy last week in DeKalb, who was a winless school, 53-21, so they're certainly going to be challenged here. Maris kicks it from the 40, end over end kick. It's going to go, looks like it's going to roll out of bounds. Ooh, a nice punt that time by Maris. He certainly got the roll. Round the 11-yard line where the Red Hawks will take over. So a good defensive punt that time for the Sabres. And the Red Hawks will take over 1st and 10 at their own 11. So now with 8 minutes and 48 seconds remaining here in the second period, Christian Pearson brings his troops back out onto the field for their attempt. Tolbert split to the left, Allen to the right. Wilkie, the tight end, off the left side. Cherambolo and Johnson in the backfield. The snap. DJ Johnson with a nice hole right up the middle. Again, a beautiful job of seeing that hole that time by DJ Johnson. Brought down by number 63, Matt Hedgren, but not until he picked up about 6 or 7 yards on the play.
The key is to get Johnson out into the open where he can make some moves and use his speed. As soon as he gets through that line, usually he's going to go for at least 5, 6, 7 yards.
We could see it up here, Gabe. I mean, the hole just opened wide up, and I think even I, with my terrible vision, could have maybe gotten 4 or 5 yards out of that. Well, no, maybe 2 or 3. So again, Cherambolo, the lone setback. The handoff to Joe. Joe is going to rumble this way in his Mark Van Egan style. He crosses the 20-yard line up near the 23, which should be good enough for the first down for the Red Hawks. And the referee gives the indication, so the Red Hawks are on the move again.
Streamwood's going to have to do something defensively and try to mix it up, maybe using some blitzes and try to confuse this offense for the Redskins, because if they don't, this game's going to be over before it starts.
Yeah, they're certainly going to have to take some chances here. With the running game has just worked very, very well, and it's obvious that Coach Bungie was upset with the way that his team ran the ball last week, but they're doing a great job tonight. Pearson with a nice fake, under a lot of pressure. That's a free ball. No. The referee has called it an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass is the ruling, but Pearson just a little slow of foot that time, trying to get out into the flat and make the pass.
It appears that there is an inside linebacker blitz that puts a little pressure on the Redskins finally. They get to the quarterback, and Streamwood now is, Red Hawks. Back when I was here, we were called the Redskins.
That's okay, Gabe, no problem. We're in the politically correct 90s now, so it's the Red Hawks. That's great. All right, 2nd down and 10. Pearson with Johnson in motion to the right. Nice protection that time by and laying it out is number 81, Jay Wilkie. Giving up his body that time, but could not come up with the reception. A beautiful play by the 6'3", 180-pound senior. Nice delivery that time by Pearson, too.
Yeah, he had plenty of time to set up and throw the ball deep, and I think that's going to be the key for Streamwood. If they can put pressure on Naperville Central's quarterback and force him to do some things that he doesn't want to do, they might end up getting back into this game. If not, this is going to be a very short game.
Well, you called it the play before. They sent a linebacker on the blitz, and Pearson was knocked down. But that play, the offensive line did a nice job of fanning out. Pearson jumped in the pocket and delivered the ball. Just Wilkie couldn't come up with the catch. So Pearson again looking for Johnson. There's his second receiver. It's Tolbert right at the 47-yard line. stopped by number 44, Chris Chappell. But enough for the first down for the Redhawks, and they're on the move. And again, they're certainly putting it all together here, Gabe.
Yeah, they're dominating this game. Naperville Central has 11 first downs to Streamwood's 2.
I think that's pretty much the telltale sign there. Pearson looked like he looked off his first receiver out in the flat was Johnson and delivered the ball nicely to Nick Tolbert. So 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Pearson deep handoff to Johnson. Johnson dancing around in the backfield. Nowhere to go that time for the Red Hawk tailback, and it's number 56, DJ Oliva. He called his name a couple of times when we saw this Streamwood squad play at Wabansie Valley. Tough junior, 5'10", 205-pound junior for the Sabres. Coach Padgett, I'm sure, would love to see a defensive stop here. He got a good job on the first down, allowing only 2 yards, but Pearson now with plenty of time. He's got all the time in the world. He's finally flushed out of the pocket, moving off to his right side, lets up a duck. Oh, the ball is caught by number 37. The beautiful catch by Springboard on the deflection. The pass looked like it was tipped. It was just a Hail Mary type pass. 2 defenders for the Sabres were there, but there is a penalty marker on the field. Pearson again with a nice job getting flushed out of the pocket, throwing off his left foot, threw up a gift, and it looked like Chappell touched it there. Tipped into the hands of Springbrook, but with all that movement around, I think it's an illegal man downfield, the penalty against the Redhawks.
Yeah, Pearson was forced out of the pocket, and obviously one of the linemen must have straggled on down the field, and so they're going to call this one back.
Well, with that much time, you as an offensive lineman, you give yourself about 5 seconds, and the ball should be gone by that time. But with Pearson ad hocing, trying to make it work, I think he's pretty lucky on that play because there were 2 Streamwood defenders there who could have picked that ball off. So now, Pearson with the screen, Cherambolo at the 30. He's running. He's got a full head of steam, and he's brought down. If it went for number 29, coming from the backside, that's the big stud in the middle, Archibald. Cherambolo was off to the races.
First down, 1st and 10 at the Streamwood.
So they pick up that first down as they cross into Sabre territory with that nice screen pass from Pearson to Cherambolo.
First screen pass we've seen all game, and I don't remember seeing one last week.
We've got the 2 tight end set here. Tolbert split out to the right, Cherambolo and DJ Johnson. There's Johnson. Oh, good penetration that time by the junior Brian Sloan. Hitting the backfield and loss of 1 on the play. Back to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, Streamwood they weren't confused on that play, that's for sure.
Well, they certainly have got to get something going on the defensive side, Gabe, because the way Central is, I mean, they're hurting themselves, but they're with penalties, but they're getting it all right back. So Cherambolo with the deep handoff. There's again Cherambolo and Archibald, a couple of great players here from the DuPage Valley and the Upstate 8 conferences.
They're really starting to get to know each other, aren't they?
I think they're going to. They may be fast friends after that. I doubt they'll be fast friends after this, but a couple of good-looking ball players here. We're very fortunate here at Jones Intercable to bring you this first round playoff action at Naperville Central. So Pearson again, barking out the signals. In motion comes Tolbert. Pearson with the forced 5-step drop. Nice delivery. The ball is picked off by number 29, Archibald. He jumps up. He's at the 50-yard line. He's working his way across. Stopped there by number 60, John Walters, the center. But Archibald went up on his tiptoes for that one and just, with his fingertips, picked off Christian Pearson.
Yeah, Archibald didn't do anything but drop back about 5 yards, reading the quarterback's eyes as a defender. Great defense, great catch, and a 10-yard return to boot.
Well, the intended receiver was number 81, Jay Wilkie, but Archibald was just deep enough in his zone to step up there, pick that off, and bring it into Red Hawk territory where the tight end reverse, where the Sabres take over. First and 10, that tight end reverse as Jonas Maris came across the line of scrimmage. Didn't work that time, didn't fool the Redhawks at all.
Take it on 130 yards. Second and 11. That's a 50-yard.
I don't know if Archibald's hurt, but he's slowly walking off the field. He's got his helmet off. Maybe there's an equipment problem. But in with the play from Coach John Pageant comes his junior quarterback, Scott Brown.
For Streamwood's sake, they hope he's not hurt because they need him on defense.
Yeah, I think it's probably more of a equipment kind of thing. 3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Brown under center at the 50. Pumps once. Looking to his left. Ooh, nobody out there but red shirts. Luckily for him, that ball was short. Cherambolo was closing in very, very quickly. Nice job by the senior linebacker from the Redhawks. So 3rd down and 11 yards to go for the Sabres. They're right at the midfield stripe. They're going to call a timeout and talk it over. Coach John Pageant wants to talk it over. We're going to keep it here with 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the first half. This will give us an opportunity to thank our proud sponsor tonight, Adamo's Italian Catering. Give them a call for any occasion, 778-0325. Gabe, did you have an opportunity to imbibe in the Adamo's this evening?
Their cheesecake was excellent.
Cheesecake is always excellent. And it's sitting right in my waist right now, and I'll have to work that off later. Up to this point, Gabe, 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the first half. What are your thoughts so far to this point?
Well, Streamwood hasn't done anything offensively. Of course, they haven't had a lot of opportunities. Their offense has been off the field because Naperville Central has had long sustaining drives and been eating up the clock. But here's an opportunity late in the second quarter for them to get back into the game. They can cut this lead in half if they can get into the end zone. They got 3 minutes and 32 seconds, but they're facing a 3rd and long, and Naperville Central, knowing that they're probably going to pass here, has brought one of their best players on their team, DJ Johnson, probably their best player, in to cover the pass.
Well, I would think that on that turnover, the interception by Archibald, they'd certainly like to take advantage of that. Brown looking to his left. There's Archibald underneath. They're going to make him try to work for it. He grinds it to the 43-yard line. Stopped by number 32, Nate Davis. And Fend. Not enough for the first down, but with 4th down and 4.
They're going to punt.
They're going to bring in their punting unit.
No use going for it here. If you did make it, you'd give Naperville Central an awfully good field possession with 3 minutes to go, and I don't think they want to give Naperville Central a short field.
I don't think you want to either, and again, this is the smart move by Coach Pageant. As the clock continues to run, I would let it run down before you snap the ball so that the Redhawks don't have, or take as much time off that clock, make them work hard for it, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Maris, oh, the short snap. Smacked hard by initially, but I think he's going to pick up the first down. That's Mike Graziano. Graziano's up near the 39-yard line where he had to go to pick up the first down. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage, Nick, hard, but he spun out of that tackle. Just a hit, no wrap on that by the Redhawks. That's going to be good enough for the first down for the Sabres.
That was the big play that they needed. Now with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, they can try to cut the score in half.
Our crack statistician Arthur Brooks just handed us a stat here on the total number of plays of the game. Streamwood's had half of what the Redhawks from Naperville Central had, 15 to 30. But that was a huge play. Timeout. Timeout called on the field by the Sabres. Their second of the first half. They've got 1 remaining. There's 2 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the first half. And that was just a huge play, Gabe.
Yeah, they haven't really gotten a lot of breaks yet, Streamwood, and they finally get one, and let's see if they can take advantage of it. As you related to, Streamwood has only had the ball for 15 plays in the game so far to Naperville Central's 30, and here they have an opportunity to make hay on the offense.
Well, if you're a number 28 seed and you're going against a number 5 seed on their home turf, you're down by 13, the clock's winding down as you're running out the first half. You got to try to make something happen, and again, you risk giving him that short field, as you said, but you certainly like the initiative, Coach John Padgett. And again, just a great job by Mike Graziano, the junior, not being denied the first down when he was hit 5 yards behind that marker, spun out of it and picked up just enough on that play to keep the Sabres drive alive. So big play that time by the Sabres, and let's see if they can capitalize on it. Brown under center. Archibald off the left side between the guard and the tackle. Drug down by number 46. That's Walter Bucky. Pickup of 6 on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 4, and now the Sabres are in the hurry-up offense. Brown under center. Looking to his left. He's got his man out there. That's number 24, Corey Clybourne. Clybourne gets out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play, so it's good enough for the first down for the Sabres.
Yeah, nice play. They pick up the first down, and they were able to get out of bounds and stop the clock, get into a huddle, and maybe call a couple of plays here and try to score with a minute 51 remaining.
Well, the faithful for the Naperville Central Redhawks are starting to make a little bit of noise over here. They don't want to see their team scored upon here in the last 1 minute and 51 seconds of the first half. Trying to get their defense stirred up a little bit. So the double tight end set. Chappell out to the right. Brown working his way out to the right side. That's a coverage sack that time. Number 43, Blankenship, and number 51, Dan Kopp in there. But I think that one you have to attribute to the defensive backfield of the Redhawks.
Yeah, definitely. Defensive backs for Naperville Central have been doing a great job all game long. As we can see here, quarterback had plenty of time, Streamwood, to get this off and decided to tuck it and try to run it, and that was a really bad play.
I think it was a wise play on his choice to tuck it and take the sack. So Brown spinning. Oh, drills his own player, number 34, Jonas Maris. Threads the needle between a couple of Redhawk defenders. Close inside the 20-yard line. So it's going to be a third down and 2. They haven't changed the down marker. And a timeout is called on the field by Streamwood. Their third and final timeout of the first half. 58 seconds remaining on the clock. The Sabres will talk it over with 3rd down and 2, under a minute to go.
Yeah, hopefully they have a couple of plays here where they can try to guarantee themselves a couple of yards, get the first down, and then take a couple of shots at the end zone with less than a minute to go in the game.
Well, it's been a nice job of piecemealing together, if you will, by the the Sabres on this particular drive. That last play, a huge play after the zone sack by the Redhawks. Nice job by Coach Padgett in getting his squad, keeping them very poised with the junior quarterback. But now they are faced with 3rd and 2. They can't stop the clock anymore. It's 58 seconds remaining, so you do have to probably call a couple of plays. You're obviously going to go for it now, not give the ball back to the Redhawks. Even if you don't make it here on 3rd down, you're going to go for it on 4th. So with that, Chappell is in the slot to the right. Peters is out to the wide to the right. Ball goes back to Archibald. Archibald with plenty of room moves his way across the 15-yard line down to the 13. 51.6 seconds remaining on the clock.
The clock is stopped now so they can move the change.
They wind it, and Brown nails the ball into the ground after they picked up that first down. All he wanted to do was stop the clock. 49.6 seconds remaining in the first half. Pretty impressive drive here late by the Sabres.
Yeah, they're able to get something going, and they really needed it. They didn't want to give Naperville Central that ball back and have them go down by 3 touchdowns.
Well, after the halftime festivities, our sideline reporter Lisa Prati will have an exclusive interview with Andy Nussbaum from Naperville Central. So stick around for that, folks. So 2nd down and 10 at the 14-yard line for the Sabres. Brown with a nice fake, looking in the flats to, I think that's Archibald, number 29. It is complete to Archibald. The clock is still moving. We're under 37 seconds remaining. Pickup of 3 on the play. 3rd down and 7 at the 11-yard line for the Sabres.
Streamwood's going to have to move quickly without any timeouts remaining in the game.
Got to look for the first down here. Ooh, the backside blitz. It's number 43, Tim Blankenship, dropping Scott Brown at the 20-yard line. So with that, fourth down, we're at 13 seconds. They're going to have to try to put it into the end zone on this play. We're at 8
should be
seconds.
The last play of the first half.
Last play of the half. Brown looking right. Blankenship again nails him. They go into the corner deep for Peters. Incomplete. Double zeros on the clock. That's the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. With a very exciting finish to this first half, it's the Naperville Central Redhawks 13, the Streamwood Sabres 0. We'll be back with Lisa and her halftime interview with Andy Nussbaum right after these messages.
Hey, get more fun out of your game. Trade in your used sports gear now.
Used gear has great value.
Save on used or new equipment for every golfer in your family. Our prices are always your best shot.
Right now, families are trading in a lot of great golf equipment. Come in and see how much you can save by buying used. It's the way to buy smart.
Play it smart. Trade up to family golf savings now at Play It Again Sports.
If you didn't tune in last year, then you definitely don't want to miss this year. Because it's bigger and better than ever.
Well, as we wind down the halftime festivities here, this will give us an opportunity to let you know that with the first half score, it's the Naperville Central Redhawks 13, the Streamwood Sabres 0. We'll start the second half in just a few moments. The Redhawks will be kicking off. They won the toss but elected to defer in the first half, so the Streamwood will have the ball the first possession of the second half. They did a nice job at the end of the first half, eating away the clock and driving down, but no points to show for it on board. So while we've got a minute before kickoff, we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Lisa Prati, for this report.
I have to apologize. The assistant coach, Andy Nussbaum, we're going to have to postpone the interview because the game is about to start, and he said it's just too crucial a game right now in order to give us an interview. So we're going to begin the second half. Naperville Central is leading by 13, and I'm going to throw it back up to Todd, and as soon as I can get Andy again, I'll come to you.
All right, the Sabres are out on the field, set to return for the Streamwood Sabres. Number 24 is Corey Clybourne, and number 44, Chris Chappelle. Both of them have pretty good numbers. Kicking off will be Adamson for the Redhawks. Gabe, it looks like you've got some stats for the first half.
Yeah, Streamwood had 24 total plays for 69 total yards in the first half. Their first two first downs came on QB scrambles, if you remember. So that's not exactly the kind of offense I'm sure they were looking for in the first half. Sputtered for most of the half, and that's why they didn't get on the scoreboard. Good protection by that defensive backfield of Naperville Central. As Adamson tees it up, he approaches the ball. A squib kick right into dead zone. We've got a couple of whistles on the field. We're trying to find, I don't see a penalty marker on the field. Do you, Gabe?
No, it appears maybe the referees weren't ready to play. They did not give the kicker the go.
They didn't give the kicker the go, and maybe the ball fell off the tee. I don't know. There's no time off the clock, so if nothing else, I think number 676, Dave Raper, for the Sabres may be a little bit more on his toes this time because the ball was coming right towards him, and I don't think it... 6 and a half, and 290. He sees the ball too often. That's a little bit better. Ball goes down to Chris Chappell. He drops the ball at the 15-yard line. Gives the Redhawks enough time to cover. That's number 32, Nate Davis, with the final tackle. So if I remember correctly, on one of the kickoffs, Corey Clyburn was down with a knee after the ball jumped off his chest, and this time Chappell didn't have a good handle on it, and he's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they haven't been able to get that thing right all game.
Let's see what type of halftime adjustments the Sabres made to this defense. We'll set the offense here for you as Chappell goes in motion out to the right. Brown underneath screen. Oh, covered nicely. That time by Dan Kopp. Kopp was not going to be fooled on that one. Archibald just kind of hung back as all the... Take a look at it again, Gabe.
As a defensive coordinator, you tell your defensive linemen not to get fooled on the quarterback draws, and here they try to set up a middle screen, and it didn't work.
Nice job by Kopp staying home, snuffing out that play, hitting Archibald behind the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard loss. So it's now 2nd down and 10 for the Sabres. Brown, he's got a man open. That's Peters. Nate Davis steps in front of it and almost has the interception at the 35-yard line. Looks like he had an opportunity to get that one. We'll take a look at it again, Gabe.
Yeah, Scott Brown really put a lot of muscle on this pass, and safety for Naples Central couldn't come up with the grab.
Oh, that was a beautifully thrown ball by Scott Brown, but again, a better timed defensive play by Nate Davis, and that looked to be in and out of his hands. And that's incomplete, so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 12 at the 18-yard line for the Sabres. So Peters is split out to the left. Double tight end set. Fake handoff that time. He's looking out in the flats to number 29. That's Archibald. Archibald muscles his way up across the 25, make it maybe the 26-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the play, but that's still going to be 3 yards shy of the 1st down. So it's going to bring a punting situation for the Sabres.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a fake punt here.
Not this deep in their territory. I don't know. It is playoff time. You're down by 30. No, I'm just kidding. You're not going to see a punt here, or a fake punt here. So Jonas Maris standing at his 10-yard line. Awaiting the punt is Nate Davis. Snaps a little bit high. Jonas Maris gets off the punt. Fair catch called for by Davis at the 39-yard line. That's where the Redhawks will take over, 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. 10 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. So a nice job defensively by Coach Bungie and his defensive coordinators in coming out with the answer to the Sabres. They just haven't been able to get it going on offense.
No, but Naples Central did in the first half with 2 touchdowns, and they're going to try to keep it on the ground like they did coming out in the first half.
Very similar set with Tolbert split to the left, Allen to the right, Wilkie, the tight end, off to the left side. Looks like we've got a situation where we're trying to get the right ball in play.
Going over some first half statistics for DJ Johnson, Naples Central's tailback, 16 carries for 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the fullback for Naples Central, number 20, 6 carries for 45 yards.
Nice offensive movement, over 100 yards on the ground for the Redhawks. The inside handoff to Cherambolo. He breaks free into the defensive backfield across the 50-yard line down to about the 46-yard line. Goes Joe Cherambolo. Nice job that time by the senior, rolling between the tackles.
Again, a quick hit up the middle with the fullback, and bowls his way through the linebackers and into the secondary.
Clint Thompson, about the only thing he could do back there was go for the knees. He luckily picked up the tackle on Cherambolo. Joe with the carry again. He's taken 3 and 4 Sabre defenders with him. The first one there was number 80, Brian Sloan. Tried to slow him up, but he drug about 3 players and about 4 yards for a pickup of 7 on that play, Gabe.
Yeah, this is the same thing we saw Naples Central come out and do in the first half. Establish the run up the middle and using the fullback, Joe Cherambolo.
Just a great run by the senior, doing it all. As we second down and 3, Pearson. Deep handoff to Johnson. Johnson working to the right side. He breaks free. He's at the 30. He cuts it up to inside. Dropped down there by number 2, Clint Thompson, at the 21-yard line. Pickup of 15 on the play. That's good enough for a first down for the Redhawks, and they are on a roll.
As we spoke earlier, if DJ Johnson can get through the linebackers and use some of that speed, he is deadly in the open field.
Nice job, and again, good job by the defender on the corner on the outside, forcing Johnson inside so that Thompson could come up with the stop, or he could have bounced it outside and kept it moving. Wilkie shifts off to the left side. Cherambolo and Johnson in the backfield. Adcock to the right, Allen to the left. Gives the handoff to Johnson. Johnson works the left side right off the tackle again. He barrels his way up inside the 15-yard line. Pickup of about 8 or 9 on the play. Call it second down and 2 with the 8-yard pickup for DJ Johnson.
Yeah, DJ is really on a roll now. 18 carries for 96 yards total.
He's getting close to that century mark for the year. Came into tonight's game with just over close to 900 yards. So good year for DJ Johnson. Pearson looking for that first down. Nobody's there to stop him. He just improvises and works his way off the right side. He was looking to bury his head, pick up the first down on the 1-yard gain, or for the 1-yard gain. He works his way down inside the 10-yard line near the 8, where it's going to be first and goal.
This is where normally Naples Central calls on number 3, their speedy tailback, DJ Johnson. Already two touchdowns for the game. We might see a number 3.
Let's go for the trifecta. 3 for number 3. I'm sure that's what he's looking for. So Pearson at the 8-yard line, first and goal, 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third period. Cherambolo slides off the left. Oh, we've got movement up front by the left tackle. That's number 79, Kevin Keenan, off a little bit quick. So that'll back him up 5 yards.
Yeah, Naples Central had 3 penalties in the first half. Didn't really slow them down too much, but Streamwood playing perfect ball in that category with no penalties in the first half.
Well, if you remember the very first play from scrimmage after they received the kickoff, they were backed up 5 yards because of a legal procedure play. So that didn't slow them down too much, as you said. But again, you want to keep it as clean as possible when you're in playoff football. I mean, you got 5 games to win. 5 games get you a championship. That's all you want. All right. So Pearson with Cherambolo and Johnson. The deep pitch to Johnson. Give him some room to move out there. No place to go that time. Stopped by number 23, Dan Gerhardt. Gerhardt with the nice tackle of DJ in the backfield. Loss of a couple of yards. Call it a loss of 2?
No, I think they're going to give him on the spot a gain of 1 yard.
Oh, they are. Oh, excuse me. You're right. Pickup of 1 on the play.
It might have been a little generous, but gain of 1.
Well, I told you my eyes, I can't see that well, and we'll just mark it as best we can. So Pearson with Adcock out to the left, double tight end set. He's looking now over that way toward Adcock. Ball floats a little bit outside for number 7, and John Adcock. Could have picked that one up, but it was kind of difficult to see where that ball, the trajectory of that ball was thrown.
Yeah, Naples Central is trying to take advantage of Streamwood's defensive backs playing so far off the line of scrimmage, trying to get a quick hitter out there to the wide receivers and let him do his own thing, but couldn't get the completion.
Well, the winner of this game will have to wait until late Saturday afternoon to figure out who they're going to play, because it'll be the winner of the number 12 Loyola Ramblers against the number 21 Dunbar squad. Pearson looking into the end zone there. He's got his man number 1, Nick Tolbert for the touchdown. Pearson's 12-yard pass to Nick Tolbert into the end zone for the 3rd score of the evening for the Redhawks. Appears to be one of the elder statesmen of the Tolbert clan, Johnson clan. Nice play that time by Christian Pearson, hitting a wide open Nick Tolbert on the left corner of the end zone for the touchdown. So Pearson to hold, Adcock to kick. It's up, and it is good. So 7 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. A 14-yard touchdown pass from Christian Pearson to Nick Tolbert gives the Redhawks a 20-0 lead over the Sabres from Streamwood. We'll keep it here as we are at the 7:08 mark of the third period.
Yeah, that's the third connection for the Pearson-Tolbert combo. 3 catches for 36 yards and now 1 TD.
Nice job, and I do apologize for calling him Nate. I don't know why, but it's now Nick. It has always been Nick. So here we'll have an opportunity to thank our sponsor, Adamo's, the Italian catering company. Give them for any occasion, give them a call at 778-0325. So as we start, number 27, Keith Adamson, set to kick off. It's a squib kick up the middle. Kind of bounces around, and number 87, that's Dave Peters, covers it at the 25-yard line where the Sabres will take over, 1st and 10.
For Naperville Central on that drive, it was 10 plays, 66 total yards, and it only took a quick 2 minutes and 28 seconds.
Well, if you're Coach John Padgett, you're now in a situation that becomes very, very difficult. You've got to come up with something here. You need to do it quickly. There is still time if you're the Sabres, but coming in the underdog and down by 20 points midway through the third period, you're in a little bit of a difficult spot. So it forces Brown to pass. Nicely thrown ball. He's looking for Peters over on the sideline, but it's overthrown at about the 50-yard line. So incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
Naperville Central did a good job not to let the receiver for Streamwood get deep into coverage.
Some other action tonight just across town. Naperville North is hosting Hinsdale South. Other DuPage Valley Conference action. Wheaton Warrenville South travels to Lockport. I'd watch that Tiger squad if I were you. They're winning at the right time. And at Waubonsee Valley, they're hosting Andrews. So now, Brown with Chappell in motion. Brown looking in the flat. He's going to make do with what he's got. Nice job by Tim Blankenship coming up, greeting Mr. Scott Brown at about the 30-yard line and saying, "You're not getting any more of my real estate."
Yeah, that's something that Streamwood's been able to do when the receivers were covered downfield. Quarterback runs for at least 6-7 yards, and it was there again, but I know they would rather complete those passes instead of having their quarterback run for yardage for a 1st down.
Well, as you said, he had picked up a couple of 1st downs in the first half. There he had to improvise again, but again, we haven't really spoken that much of Tim B., Nate Davis, Eric Axelson, and Joe Galili, but they are doing a fantastic job. Here comes Central with the blitz, and again, it's going to be Brown. He's making do. He's got himself a little bit of room. He's across the 50-yard line, forced out of bounds by DJ Johnson. DJ pushed him just a little bit too much outside or out of bounds, and that's going to be a penalty marker. Nice job by Brown improvising.
Again, linebackers from Naperville Central are letting the quarterback run free after he gets through the line, and DJ Johnson just gives him a little shove.
Wow, that's a tough call, and DJ was, in the heat of the battle, but he was definitely outside of the out of bounds area, so it's going to be a 1st down at the Central 31-yard line, let's call it, 30.5-yard line on the 10-yard penalty, personal foul penalty by DJ Johnson.
And for Brown, that's his 4th scramble for 62 yards.
That's over, 15 yards a carry. Brown. Nice, slowly developing play. Does a nice job of avoiding a couple of tacklers. But number 57, that's our man, Jim Yonker, will have nothing doing. Comes up with the sack at the 37-yard line, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Yes, offensive holding by the offensive line for Streamwood, but Naperville Central will take the sack and the down and forego the yardage and put Streamwood back 2nd and long.
Well, the sack was a loss of 7 yards. So they go from the spot of the foul. That's a huge penalty because that gets the sack and the 10 yards. So the 7 yards.
They are going to take the penalty, and they're going to have first and about 25.
I'd rather give them first and 26 than second and 16. That was the deepest penetration I think that the Sabres had inside Red Hawk territory at the 30-yard line. So now they put him back at the 47. Brown with Chappell and Archibald in the backfield. Again, there he comes again, number 43. I like that guy, Tim Blankenship, from his weak side linebacker.
I know the linebackers and the defensive line are getting a lot of credit for these sacks, but let's be honest here. It's the coverage of the defensive backs for Naperville Central, not giving the wide receivers an inch, and quarterback for Streamwood has nowhere to go with it.
It's exactly right, Gabe. They have not had anyone open deep for the Sabres. And those four guys in the back, Joe Galelli, Eric Axelson, Nate Davis, and Tim B. You throw in number 3 back there, DJ Johnson, when you get the nickelback situation in, and they haven't given Scott Brown anybody to go to tonight.
No, and I don't think he's going to want to run this one for about 35, 40 yards.
This is second in the country mile. Brown set the pass, looking underneath Archibald. The ball gets batted up. It goes right back to Brown. Not a wise play there. He probably should have just batted it down. He completes the pass to himself. Go ahead, Arthur Brooks, our crack statistician. You go ahead and call that play the way you want. Loss of 9 on the play. We'll take a look at it again.
Ball gets batted up in the air, and he decides to catch it, and also gets hurt on the play. So really a bad play there for Streamwood. They might end up losing their quarterback, at least for one play.
Yeah, he'll have to come out now because you have a trainer on the field. So 4 minutes and 37 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We'll take a timeout while they look to Scott Brown. We'll be back with the score. The Naperville Central Redhawks 20, the Streamwood Sabres 0. We'll be back right after these messages.
Dear sirs, last fall the utility company dug into our neighborhood and severed our Jones cable. Trenches and dirt were everywhere. 20 of my irises were gone. During a subsequent power surge, our neighbors lost a printer, television, dishwasher, garbage disposal, and a VCR. The whole thing was a mess. When your crew came out to rebury the replacement cable, I couldn't believe how neat and clean it was. No one lost any appliances, and my plants barely moved a leaf. Thank you to you and your crews for doing such a neat, clean job. Sincerely, Rebecca Simon.
As we begin play after the injury timeout, Scott Brown goes off. Number 13, Mike Graziano, comes in, and he is immediately stuffed at the line of scrimmage by number 70, Dave DeVee, for the Redhawks. So with the injury to the starting junior quarterback, Brown, going out, a developing play by the junior quarterback coming in, Graziano, with nothing doing, loss of a lot on the play, and it is fourth and about half a football field. Jonas Maris in to punt. Maris, the nice booming kick sends Nate Davis a running. They get a favorable bounce due the Redhawks, and the ball goes down at the original line of scrimmage, the 30-yard line, where the Sabres just went back and back and back until they were forced to punt with a 4th down and 48, Gabe.
Yeah, nothing for them offensively was working in that last series. They were losing plays on quarterback sacks and penalties, and also lost the quarterback to an injury. I don't know how serious it was. It appeared to be something in his arm or shoulder as he was limping off. He was favoring his right arm. That's not good if you're a quarterback.
No, it's not, and it's probably not good for the Sabres. Hopefully not a bad injury for Brown, and he'll be back in. Johnson trying the right side. Great block by Cherambolo that time. He folds number 23, Dan Gerhardt. Nice job. Archibald with the tackle, and Archibald is slowed to get up.
Second down, 7.
Pick up a 3 on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 7. Huge block that time by Joe Cherambolo, and the lead block by the fullback.
Yeah, when you're the tailback from Naperville Central, you got to love having a guy in front of you like Joe Cherambolo.
And Gerhardt doesn't go very big, so Pearson, penalty marker on the field. 2 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Legal procedure, the call against the Redhawks, so that'll back them up 5 yards. 2nd down and 12 from their own 27-yard line.
At the Redhawks, 28.
So again, a lot of area schools in action tonight, looking to advance to the 2nd round of the playoffs next weekend. Jones Intercable will be happy to bring you those games. The draw play to DJ Johnson. Look at him peruse the field, works his way up to the original line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line, pickup of 2, but his vision, you could just see him looking around the field trying to find an open spot that time. Nothing doing that time for DJ, but a nice job of running by the junior or the senior tailback. So it's 3rd down and 10. Ball rests right at the 30-yard line.
And with that carry, DJ Johnson goes over the century mark now with 102 total yards for the game.
A couple of Sabres were a little bit anxious that time. I think they heard Christian Pearson with the hard count. Something you don't want if you're Coach Padgett and the Sabres. I think it was number 56, DJ Oliva, with the encroachment penalty. So now that makes it 3rd down and 5 as opposed to 3rd and 10 for the Redhawks. Pretty impressed the way the Redhawks have been playing tonight, Gabe. After last week's, basically they'd fallen apart. They certainly have come back here, at least with just under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd period, putting it together and doing a nice job. So Pearson with the Cherambolo-Johnson combo and back. 2-step drop, looks over there in the corner. He's got number 1, Nick Tolbert. Tolbert fumbles the ball, picked up by number 29, Archibald. Archibald drags a Red Hawk player, number 81, Wilkie, all the way to the 20-yard line. A penalty marker on the play. All kinds of confusion going on over here. Looked like Tolbert might have been down.
It appeared that way, and we're going to take a look at it here on the instant replay. Nick just tried to fall forward for the 1st down, and the ball came loose.
It looked like that ball was forced by the ground. I don't know. Unless it hit him as he was going down. The ground cannot force a fumble. It must have gone off of his chest. Still in play. So the ball, as the referees see it, goes over to the Sabres. Another break. 2 turnovers this evening. The interception by Archibald late in the 2nd quarter. And now here he comes up with a fumble recovery to give the Sabres very good field position at the Red Hawk 35-yard line.
Yeah, the man's been everywhere on defense.
And that's why the likes of Ohio State are looking at it. The draw play. Nowhere that time for number 20, Herschel Jackson. That delayed draw was not fooling any of the Red Hawk defenders. Nick Fend and Brian DeVee come up with the stop.
As we talked in the 1st half, really Streamwood didn't get very many breaks. They had a fake punt that was very lucky to work on a 4th down late in the 2nd half, but they weren't able to capitalize with a touchdown. So here's another turnover, and let's see what they can do with this.
Well, this is the 2nd time they've had the ball in Red Hawk territory in this quarter. They were at the 30 last time, backed up for a 4th and forever. Here's the pass. There he is, number 34, Jonas Maris, up across the 20-yard line, bowling his way to the 19. That's going to be enough for a 1st down. Looks like the Sabre squad's getting a little bit inspired here now. They got their quarterback back, number 16, Scott Brown, back into the game. So hopefully, obviously that injury wasn't too terribly bad. And now they are on the move after the turnover by the Red Hawks. So now, with Archibald in the slot, Jackson in the backfield, the pitch to Jackson. He's got a blocker in front of him. He cuts it up, and he's got nowhere to go that time.
Looks like they're going to give him a generous gain of 1 on the carry, and it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Joe Galelli coming up from his corner, and Joe Cherambolo. That was a Joe sandwich that time by Joe Jackson. I better not mix my puns.
Well, Streamwood has tried to run the ball on the outside and just hasn't been able to get it turned.
Well, it looks like we are winding down the third quarter here. Just under 10 seconds to go. If they get a playoff, this will be the last play of the third quarter. Brown takes the snap. He's got Chappelle moving in the right side. He's got him over in the corner in the end zone. Oh, the ball goes in and out of his hands. Incomplete. The coverage supplied that time by number 32, Nate Davis, with 0.2 seconds remaining on the clock.
I know Streamwood here with the wind at their back in the third quarter wanted to try one long pass before they got to go into the wind for the fourth quarter, and so they strung it out there, but couldn't connect. It was right there.
That was the play, Gabe. Brown had a wide open Chappelle. The only person that could have caught that ball was Chris Chappell, and the ball went right between his hands. So very fortunate break that time for the Red Hawks with 2 ticks on the clock. Brown in the pocket, slips a little bit, looking around again. That defensive coverage, great. The ball's jarred loose by the Red Hawks. I think the Red Hawks have it. They do have the ball. So on the final play of the third quarter, Brown tries to make do with the coverage supplied by the defensive backfield. The Red Hawks force a fumble, and they come up with the recovery. As we start the fourth quarter, it will be Red Hawks ball with the score. Streamwood 0, Naperville Central 20. We'll be back right after these messages for the exciting fourth and final quarter.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Kowski. I work with Catholic Charities, who coordinates this back-to-school fair. I would like to thank Jones Spacelink and Jones Intercable for their participation the past 4 years. We've really enjoyed the cooperation that we've received. I believe this is the 4th year that they've been an exhibitor at the back-to-school fair. Thanks, Jones.
Adamo's Italian Catering. Let us cater your special event and make things easy on you. Birthdays, graduations, showers, corporate events, and churches. We specialize in fine Italian cuisine at a very affordable price. Pasta, chicken, beef, ribs, salads, side dishes, and desserts. We also do appetizers, breakfast foods, and low-fat dishes. Anything you want. All our food is homemade, and at $4.95 per person, you can't beat it. For exceptional catering service, please call Adamos, 778-0325.
As we start the final 12 minutes here at Memorial Stadium, Naperville Central on the fumble recovery has the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Pearson under center. Trap block that time by the right guard. Cherambolo moving across the 15 up to the 16. We'll call it gain of 2. We'll go back to that fumble recovery and take a look at it.
It appears that the ball got knocked out by one of the defensive linemen in number 70. Ben DeVee comes up with the fumble recovery, and he's got now 1 sack. He broke up a pass in the fumble recovery, so he's having an awfully good game.
Having a great game coming off the bench. The second-hand man through is DJ Johnson. He breaks a couple of tackles. He's looking for that corner out the right side. Number 21, that's Brian Dolsky with the, what I would call a touchdown-saving tackle. A gain of 14 on the play. Pick up enough for a first down for the Red Hawks. But a nice job by DJ getting around that corner, and Coach Joe Bungie there has got to be excited with what he's seen from his senior tailback tonight, getting him back on track. It's exactly where you want to have him as the playoffs start getting deeper and deeper into November.
And now DJ Johnson, 116 yards total on the game.
Cherambolo with the carry, bullying his way up near the 35-yard line. He's going to be ball's going to be placed about the 34. Stopped by number 56, J.D. Oliva. Pick up a 4 on the play. Call it 2nd and 6 for the Red Hawks at their own 34-yard line. Ten minutes, 30 seconds remaining in regulation. Pearson with Allen and Adcock out to the right. He's looking for Allen off the left side. He throws the ball up. Allen tries to time it right at the 45-yard line. It goes a little high. Covered by number 44, Chris Chappell. Excuse me. Incompleted pass. 3rd down and 6.
That's a play that's worked a couple times for Naperville Central, but that time the timing just wasn't there.
No, it wasn't. They had 2 receivers split wide and left and right, and that was just a timing pattern. And Blake Allen has been a favorite receiver of Christian Pearson. I don't think they've connected this evening as of yet. All right, so we're set with a 3rd down and 6. Pearson with the 5-step drop, looking in the flat to DJ. DJ catches it, does a little Harlem Globetrotter move between his legs, stops at about the 35-yard line, so it's going to be a pickup of 1 on the play.
Yeah, DJ wasn't able to catch that one cleanly, had to fumble the ball for a few seconds, and by the time he got a hold of it, defenders were there to stop him.
Thought I saw Curly Neal down on the floor doing a quick one with the hand. Looks like we've got an official timeout here on the field. Number 33, Carlos Garcia, with a little bit of headgear problem. Gets it corrected, and we're set to punt. Into punt number 51, Dan Kopp. And deep for the Sabres, number 24, Corey Clyburn. Kopp with the punt, off to the right side, sends Clyburn back, fumbles the ball again right at the 20-yard line. There are about 5 or 6 Redhawks there. There's that linebacking core, Nick Finn, Tim Blankenship setting him up, and Walter Bucky knocking him down.
Great kick and great coverage by the defense for Naperville Central with no return, maybe even a loss of a yard on the return. But again, Streamwood not doing a very good job trying to return their kickoffs and punts.
No, they've mishandled just about every kickoff and punt that they've had this evening, and that certainly sets the timing, or upsets the timing, if you will, on your blocking scheme. And it showed right there. There were close to 6 or 7 Redhawks right in Corey Clyburn's face. There's that inside handoff again to the tight end. Working his way up to the 25-yard line is Jonas Maris. That's about the only way they've gotten the ball into Maris's hands tonight, Gabe, is that inside handoff, and I think he's only picked up about 6 yards total.
Yeah, Naperville Central has done a really good job stopping him from getting open in the pass patterns, and so now they're going to have to try to hand the ball off to him if he wants to gain some yards this game.
Well, Streamwood's going to have to do something explosive, similar to what we saw last week when Central got down by 2 touchdowns and came back with a explosive 90-yard touchdown run off of the kickoff. But they need to come up with something here quick. This certainly is not the way to do it. With Brown basically running for his life. Pass intended for Peters on the left sideline, but ball was out of desperation, thrown way over his head and out of bounds.
Again, Naperville Central's defensive backs, as we've said all game long, have done a great job covering Streamwood's wide receivers.
Well, again, Scott Brown will have better days, but he's going up against a very, very tenured defensive backfield. As a matter of fact, of the starting core on defense for the Redhawks, not a junior in sight, not a sophomore in sight. They were all seniors. So 3rd down and 5. Chappell goes in motion to the left. Brown dropping back. Under pressure again. Jim Yonker and number 72 with the initial hit, Tom Weller. Weller coming in from his defensive line spot for the sack. Dropped back at the 16-yard line. Loss of 8 on the play. Call it 4th down and 14 for the Sabres, and they're going to have to punt.
It appeared on that play that the quarterback for Streamwood, Scott Brown, was trying to go to his tight end, but the linebacker and the strong safety from Naperville Central had him double teamed, and he was not open. And by the time the quarterback could figure that out, he was sacked.
Yep. So Maris in to punt. Davis back deep to return. Oh, the ball goes straight up, and a bad bounce, and the man who punted the ball is the one who downs the ball. Maris, and I think that's going to be a negative punt.
Yeah, I think the wind had a little bit to do with that, because he's kicking straight into a strong headwind, but obviously lack of concentration caused that ball to go straight up.
A negative 1-yard punt. That's not going to look good in the old stat sheet. But now I think the Red Hawk faithful giving it to their team with a 20-0 lead. The ball inside the red zone of the Sabres at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Red Hawks. Wide receiver split to the right. It pitches to Johnson. The return, the wind around, and Nick Tolbert. Tolbert works his way in, cuts it back up. He's at the 5. He's working his way. He's into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the evening. Nick Tolbert on the end around, handed off by DJ Johnson, goes into the end zone with 7 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the game.
Yeah, Naperville Central tried a fake reverse last week against Naperville North. It didn't work. This time they decided to give it to Nick and see what he can do. And he goes almost untouched. Somebody gets grabs him at the 1-yard line. That's number 99 for Streamwood, but too little too late.
Give a big heads up or round of applause that time as Adcock's kick goes for good for the PAT, but Brian Oaten with the nice job out there to give Nick Tolbert the break. So with 7 minutes and 49 seconds remaining, it's the Streamwood Sabres 0, the Naperville Central Redhawks 27. We'll be right back. No, excuse me, we're going to stay right here.
Okay, Todd, well, that play is easy to recap. One play, 15 yards, and about 18 seconds. So Naperville Central might have been able to put the final nail in the coffin on that one.
I think it's a foregone conclusion now that Central will be moving on to round 2, and they'll face the winner of the Loyola Dunbar matchup, which will be played tomorrow afternoon. I bet they'd like to see that Loyola team that took them out in the first round last year. I bet they'd like to see them one more time.
I know it's probably safe to say they've got their eye on that one.
I bet they do. Well, as we're set to kick off, Keith Adamson, deep to Corey Clybourne, steps inside the goal line, and he brings it out. Clybourne 10, he's across the 15, a couple of bad tackles. He's still working his way. He's got himself an opening seam. He's at the 30, he's at the 40. It's Adamson at the 41-yard line who finally drags him out of bounds.
Finally, Streamwood catches a kickoff cleanly, and they were able to get it all the way back to past the 40-yard line.
Well, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that Sports Channel, Fox Sports Chicago, will be bringing you the exciting final game down at Illinois State University, Hancock Stadium. The 6A high school championship football game will be televised Thanksgiving weekend. Don't miss it. So Brown back in, has to improvise as his running back, number 32, Nick Roth, falls down. That's just the kind of night that it's been for the Sabres, Gabe.
Yeah, Streamwood can't seem to do anything right at this point, and the tailback actually falls down and makes the tackle.
You know, I had an opportunity to run the ball once, and it kind of looked like that. As an offensive center, when I was playing, you know, we were up way late in the game, and they said, "Oh, let's give the idiot a chance to run it," and that's kind of what I look like. But now the Sabres are going to try it again. Penetration that time to Clybourne. They get it off. He's across the 50-yard line. Nice spin move into Red Hawk territory at the 48. So there is no give up in this Sabre team. Penalty marker back at the 25-yard line, but it's going to be against the Red Hawks. So the play will stand. Should be close to the first down. Pickup of 13 on the play. It is a personal foul call, roughing the passer against the Red Hawks. So the Sabres get 15 yards on top of that. Takes the ball all the way to the 33-yard line of the Red Hawks.
Yeah, Todd, on that play, that's the first time we've seen Streamwood attempt a middle screen using their wide receiver. They've been trying the middle screen with their tailbacks and fullbacks, but it hasn't worked yet this game.
Well, now it may just be the case of too little too late. Roth this time finds his footing and tries the left side and is greeted by the Red Hawk faithful on the left side. That's Weller with the initial hit, number 72. no gain on the play. Call it 2nd down and 10 with 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in regulation. As Brown comes to the line, he's got Archibald and Jackson in the backfield. Pitches the ball to Jackson. Jackson looking to pass. Pass is intended for Peters, incomplete. Actually, that was number 10, Michael Jackson, doing the little moonwalk, trying to make the reception to number 87, Peters, but no doing.
Yeah, that was a set play from the beginning. That's why they brought number 10, and he's probably the backup, one of the backup quarterbacks. And Naperville Central wasn't fooled on that play.
It's tough for Michael Jackson to make that pass with that glove on, you know? All right, with the incompleted pass, 3rd down and 10. Ball resting at the 33-yard line of the Redhawks. Brown with the handoff to Chappell. Chappell up the middle. He works it down to the 27-yard line. Stopped by Romaine Phillips, his first tackle of the night. Number 2, the 6'3", 195-pound linebacker.
He's a senior, and he's a backup outside linebacker for Naperville Central. As you can see, if you check out some of the numbers there for Naperville Central, most of them are the backups. And so they're trying to get these guys some playing time and some valuable experience, especially the younger guys on the team that might be back here next year.
Well, the guys that are going to be here next year and the guys that may have to be around later in the month of November in case somebody gets hurt. Nice pass inside to Peters. Peters on the 4th down attempt from Brown, catches the pass, but not enough for the first down. So the ball is going to go back to the Redhawks on downs. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Redhawks at their own 27-yard line. So as you said, Gabe, we're going to see a lot of new faces out here for the Redhawks. The new quarterback for Naperville Central is Colin Solly, number 11. So Solly with his first action of the evening. Solly hands off to number 36. That's Brad McCamick.
The backup tailback for Naperville Central. He's a junior, and he's seen a lot of action this year due to some injuries in the backfield because of DJ Johnson and because of the blowouts that Naperville Central has had, especially early in the season. Now Brad McCamick is stepping in there and going to try to finish this game off.
McCamick with a nice 10-yard gain gives them a first down. So split to the left and right is Chad Nafzinger and Kevin Oritz, or to the left for Solly. Solly barking out the signals. Again, McCamick, greeted in the backfield by number 29. That's Brian Archibald. Loss of 3 on the play. Nice job by the senior. And again, you know that this is single elimination tournament from here on out. And there is no quit in this Streamwood Sabres squad, but they're going to go home with a very disappointed evening. Their first visit back to the playoffs since 1990. And
it's going to be a short one.
It's going to be a short one, but they've got a lot of youth on this team, and I bet we'll see these guys next couple of years. The pitch back is fumbled by, I believe it's number 8. Yes, it is. That's Chad Nafziger. Nafziger with the, we'll take a look at it again. Pitch back to Nafziger, and it just kind of bumbles it around, and right on top of him is Matt Hedgren, but he picks up the fumble.
I don't think he ever got the ball there, so he never had a chance.
Well, again, as you said, Gabe, this is an opportunity for some of the second-tier players to get some valuable playing time and playoff experience. So here he goes again, number 8, working the left side, Chad Nafziger. Archibald with the tackle. He is not going to quit, and he drags himself up again. Bet we'll see that guy playing some big-time ball within the next 4 years.
Well, nevertheless, Naperville Central now is forced to punt, something they haven't done very often this game, and they got the wind to their back. So it looks like Streamwood is not going to have a good chance to get a good field position here, and they need to score and score quickly.
Well, they had a great return on the kickoff. Kopp gets off a beauty, sails it down to the 15-yard line where Corey Clyburn has it. He's trying to turn that corner. Oh, we got a face mask, I bet. Looks like Blankenship just got the inside of Corey Clyburn's face mask right at the 21-yard line, so that'll be a penalty, but we're under the 3-minute mark here in round 1 at Naperville Central. It looks like the Redhawks safely in the lead by a 27-0 margin. Will be moving on next week to face the winner of Dunbar and Loyola, both 7-2 squads. This is going with this win here tonight, and again, we still have 3 minutes to go on the face masking penalty. Marked off 15, but it looks like the Redhawks, with that only blemish coming last week, will move to a very nice 9-1 record. So Brown takes the snap. Again, new meat out there, number 32, Nick Roth, having an opportunity to play, and with the stop, number 52, Ken Felici, coming in doing some linebacking duties.
You would think Streamwood, down 27 points, might be trying to move up to the offensive line a little quicker and get some passing plays off, but maybe they're just content to run this clock down.
I think they are. You know, it's been a tough night for Brown. He hadn't had much luck completing passes, but he's going for it here. He's got it up. He's got his man Clyburn broken up nicely there by number 26, Rob Seneca. Seneca with the nice job breaking it up, intended for number 24. That's Corey Clyburn. But just a nice job by the junior. Excuse me, senior.
Yeah, Naperville Central, again, not allowing Streamwood to throw that deep pass, and even the backups are doing a good job containing Streamwood's wide receivers.
Good closure that time by Seneca on the ball. So Chappell split out to the left. Roth the only back. Underneath to Maris. Maris with a nice job all the way into Red Hawk territory at the 42-yard line with the reception. Stopped by number 24, Bill Gamaz. 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the ball game. Pickup of 16 on the play. Call it 1st and 10 at the Red Hawk 42-yard line. There's the replay. The pass to Maris, doing a nice job of catching it and running with it after the ball, after the reception. So Brown now, pure air, looking for him again. Corey Clyburn. Clyburn goes up, battling back there again. Number 24, Bill Gamaz. Nice job by the second string back.
And it appears number 2, Romaine Phillips, a backup outside linebacker, applying the pressure to the quarterback. And again, he was on his back after he threw the ball. Something that's happened all game long.
Well, with 1 minute and 43 seconds remaining, Brown underneath center. Takes the snap. He's looking. There he is again. Corey Clyburn again. Nice job with the reception at the 25-yard line. So the Sabres are not giving up. 1 minute and 38 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. So the pickup there, the completion from Brown to Clyburn. A nice job by Streamwood to keep this drive alive. And they're going to call a timeout here with 1 minute 33 seconds remaining in the ball game. So give us an opportunity once again to thank our proud sponsor, Adamo's Italian Catering. Give them a call for any occasion, 778-0325. And one more thank you to our crack stew crew tonight. Lisa Prati, the producer, Nate Bennett, Dale Van Duzer, and Tim Valentine on camera. Nice shot that right there by Tim. Barrett Anderson on instant replay. Phil Kroglanian, the technical engineer. Fred Prigge on graphics. Jill Robertson is the director. My name is Todd Kibbe, along with Gabe Connolly and Arthur Brooks here at Jones Intercable. We are happy to bring you this game, and happy that our team this evening, Naperville Central, the Redhawks, will be moving on to a second game in a second week. So 1 minute, 33 seconds remaining in the ball game. Brown under center. Brown takes the snap, pressure applied that time, underneath pass to Maris. Maris is looking for the end zone. He's got himself a wide open gate, and he is in. Jonas Maris with a 24-yard completion from Scott Brown with 1 minute and 22 seconds remaining. Put the Sabres on the scoreboard for the first time tonight.
Again, Streamwood trying that middle screen. At times it's worked, at times it hasn't, and they decided to give it one more try. I know Naperville Central would love to have the shutout, but second stringers are in there, and Naperville Central is going to walk away with the victory.
I think we're going to have to call a timeout here because everybody's set except the kicker as they come trotting in. I believe it's number 1, Jermaine Rise. Kick is down. It is blocked. No good. So Reyes's point after is blocked, and it is no good. So with 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining in the game, the Sabres come up with a score late. A 24-yard pass completion from Scott Brown to Jonas Maris for the touchdown. Gives them their first 6 points of the game, but it's a little too late, Gabe.
Yeah, and then to make things worse, the extra point was blocked by number 90, Nate Emery of Naperville Central, a backup lineman, and so they're only going to get 6 points out of that one.
That drive by the Sabres took 6 plays, 64 yards, a minute 42 off of the clock. But again, it was against a second string squad, and the Streamwood Sabres had their first unit in. Don't forget that the Sports Channel Fox Sports Chicago will be bringing you the final game down at Hancock Stadium on the campus of Illinois State University during the Thanksgiving weekend. So as the Sabres and Reyes set up for an onside kick, the Redhawks have their hands unit in there. Davis, Navziger, Axelson, a couple of sure-handed individuals in there. The ball is kicked, squibbed, doesn't make it to 10 yards, so that would be a central ball right at the 50-yard line, actually in Sabre territory at the 49. I don't see who picked that one up. Do you know who got that one, Nick? Gabe?
I couldn't tell.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Number 34, Joe Galelli with the recovery. So again, 1 minute, 24 seconds remaining. 27-6, the Redhawks over the Sabres. They're going to go into week 2 playoff action. And I bet they're looking to see if that score tomorrow afternoon, as Salgi will just go in and take a knee to run that clock off. I think they'll probably have to take one more knee, and that should be the game. But again, Central's second round playoff opponent will be either a 7-2 Loyola team or a 7-2 Dunbar team. So it should be a quite exciting matchup, whoever they play, and it's only going to get tougher from here on out.
Yeah, and am I correct by saying Loyola? If it is Loyola, it will be here at Naperville Central?
I don't know. They'll have to do the assessment once the games are over. They'll do that on Sunday. Actually, I don't think they'll announce it probably till Tuesday or Wednesday. But again, as Salgi takes another knee back at the 45-yard line, counting down at the 40-second mark. So I think there is a switch after the first round. The Redhawks may be forced to go on the road next week. I don't know. We'll have to wait until those pairings come out. But again, other DuPage, just a fantastic night for the first unit. Nick Tolbert with a touchdown receiving, a touchdown running, as Salgi takes the last knee, and we're at 10 seconds as the Redhawks will advance to round 2 with a 27-6 victory over the Sabres of Streamwood. The Streamwood Sabres in their 1997 campaign with a 6-4 record. Naperville Central will go on and face either Dunbar or Loyola with a very impressive 9-1 record, and it certainly looked like they got back on their winning ways after last week, Gabe.
Yeah, they maybe came in.
All rise. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Down of the court of the 16th Judicial Circuit is now convened. His Honor Jean Natalini presiding. Please be seated.
We're back again with legalese, and our special guest this evening is Aurelia Puchinsky, who is the Circuit Court Clerk for Cook County.
Right. I'm always glad my name is not Kathy Clark, because that would just do me in, you know. But Circuit Court Clerk of Cook County, yes.
And that's an elected position,
Yes.
and it's a very important position. And the Circuit Clerk, every county has one, but in Cook County, you multiply all of the problems
Right.
that they have in other counties by tenfold.
Right,
And
at least.
we were discussing before we went on the air that you have the same number of employees in just departments as most circuit clerks have in their...
Con el factor del viento 18 grados, los vientos soplan